First thing out of the way, the rifle on the wall is only a model, mostly made out of wood and PVC. Second thing, my hair is...
When I was in Sec 4 and in the drama club, we had an opportunity to write and direct our own play, which is an opportunity that has never been heard of before in our CCA. For some reason, I became the head writer of our group, and we had about 3 months to write, block, design, and finalize our performance. That drama night has to be the highlight of my time in the drama club, or even my time in secondary school, because it was as challenging as it was fulfilling. We went through countless iterations, scrapping our main script 1 month into development and revising our second script at least a dozen times on end, and only finalizing the piece 1 week before the show. Throughout the process, we had several instructors who came in to provide feedback on our piece, and this feedback ranged from things like problems with individual scenes to the pacing of the entire script as a whole. As a result, we kept on changing our script. But at the end of the day, I think that process of critique and revision was absolutely worth it. I've grown to like criticism, and using the word criticism instead of feedback. Personally, to me, I think that using the word feedback in certain situations is sugarcoating things, but I think that's just my own preference.
I'd say that we can point out two things that we can criticize. There's you as a person, and there's the things that you make or the things that you do, especially if you are some sort of creative. In terms of the things that you make, constructive criticism would ideally be less personal and more objective. And when it comes to criticism of the things that you make, you shouldn't take things personally. To quote DSLR Guide,
"That may have been a failure, but it doesn't mean that I am a failure."
when it comes to you as a person, things get a lot more complicated, as complicated people are. Some people may have good intentions when it comes to criticizing you. Some may just be flat out discontent or annoyed with something about you. Some people may just be outright bullying you to satisfy themselves.
Cool hair. Not?
It's hard to consider how to word your critique of someone, especially in a way that won't offend or repulse them, because it's instinctive of people to immediately get defensive by something that attacks them. But at the same time, you need to make sure that your meanings and intentions aren't getting diluted or played down in the process. As a result, it's really hard to give, receive, or generally find good, constructive, personal criticism.
To me, there are two main factors in criticism, especially personal criticism. There's the object or person in critique, and there's the critique's worldview. And there's a hidden link here, which is how much the critique knows, or the impressions that the critique has formed of the subject in critique. And I believe that all of these things have very equal weightage. Your goal when receiving criticism should be to be as objective as possible, to shut out as much emotional impact as you can, and dig deep to find the underlying source, even in those that may patronize you or insult your ancestors in the process. It'll take some mental energy to really stay objective when receiving criticism, especially criticism of different kinds. But what I find is that the more you get used to it, the easier it becomes to receive criticism in the future. And if you can find the source of the critique, and if you can make the change, why shouldn't you? Why should you? Why should you change for others? Why can't I just be unapologetically me. Criticism is a much bigger topic than a 5-minute video can even attempt to tackle. My answers to these questions and much more are coming in the next episode.